Hi, this is Di, the bass playing mom, and I am not in my usual setup. I'm obviously on the road. If you want more information about that and what's going on in my other life, you can check out the realbeal travel channel where I post videos about travel and medical stuff, so you can get the update there. I saw this meme about picking the members of your dream band, and I thought it would be really fun if we talked about who we would put in our dream band. I decided not to differentiate between living or dead because my mind doesn't really work that way. I don't know about yours, but I don't think about, oh yeah, my dream band could have Prince in it or it couldn't because he's died. I just went for a list of musicians and tried to put them together in a way that was cohesive, which was challenging. So I want you to play along. Think of the members of your dream band. Who would they be? How would you pick them? And what would it sound like? Let's go through what I looked at. I, of course, started with the bass player. And I had like 5 possibilities. Of course, every bass player's favorite, Geddy Lee, right? Or was it that every jazz bass player's favorite, Jaco Pastorius? Then I had James Jamerson, because he's every Motown bass player's favorite. And I had Flea, because you don't get any funkier than Flea. And then I had Carol Kay, because you know that she's going to be able to make every band sound outstanding. I thought about those 5, and for the purposes of this exercise, I decided that James Jamerson would be my dream bass player, just because his bass lines are like melodies to me, and so he'd be able to add that to any song that the dream band was recording. Now, of course, bass player goes with the drummer, so I picked the drummer next. And these were my possibilities: Neil Peart, Chad Smith from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Taylor Hawkins from the Foo Fighters, also recorded on Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill. Side note, so did Flea. And then Keith Moon. And then I picked a really surprise one that I bet none of you would pick. I picked Nate Morton. I'm like, who in the heck is Nate Morton? He was the drummer for The Voice. He was the drummer for Rockstar in Excess and Rockstar Supernova. He said his biggest inspiration was Animal from the Muppets. And so I picked him because I thought he could just kill any song. But for my dream band, with the bass player being James Jamerson, I picked Taylor Hawkins as the drummer. You'd say Taylor Hawkins, he plays Foo Fighters, but he doesn't just play Foo Fighters. Taylor also plays all the cover tunes that the band does and sings lead on them when the other guy, who shall not be named, formerly of Nirvana, is not singing. So I would say that Taylor is a very diverse drummer, and I picked him because of the diversity that he'd be able to play with any kind of music. Then I picked a singer next. I was thinking about who is the best rock singer that I could think of. Obviously, I went Freddie Mercury because, he could sing anything. High, low, all over the place. Opera, it didn't matter. Freddie Mercury could sing it. So I picked him. The next one, which you're going to think is weird, Kelly Clarkson. But she can sing any rock and roll song. Like, she has shown that on her talk show. I mean, I have seen her do Sweet Child of Mine when she was like 22 and inebriated, and she could kill that song. So, Kelly Clarkson. Then John Bon Jovi, obviously able to sing to an entire stadium full of people. And then Roger Daltrey, because he's had years and years and years of singing rock songs and has a great voice. And then the one that would be the dark horse that you might not know, Kevin Max. Kevin was formerly in DC Talk, and I think he has one of the greatest voices in rock music. Also, I met him once. There's my claim to fame. So I picked, for the purposes of this exercise of forming the band, who was going to sing over James Jamerson and Taylor Hawkins. I picked Roger Daltrey. Can't go wrong. The Who, that's quality. So now, I had to pick an electric guitar player. I didn't realize I was such a bass player that this was very difficult for me. This should have been easy, but no, it wasn't, because I had to think, who plays electric guitar? So, of course, I went super obvious, Eddie Van Halen, right? Gotta have him amongst the greatest guitarists ever. Then, because we were rounding out our entire Rush collection, it had to be Alex Lifeson. I picked him, of course. Then Pete Townsend, I mean, amazing. And he does this. Like, who else does this? Jimmy Page, because I have no one from Led Zeppelin on here, and it's very important to include someone. And he does know how to play guitar. And then The Edge from U2. Come on. Talk about your dream pedal setup. The dude has every pedal. But for the purposes of this exercise, I have picked Alex Lifeson as the guitar player for my dream band. So here's the lineup, led by Roger Daltrey, electric guitarist Alex Lifeson, bass player James Jamerson, and drummer Taylor Hawkins. What do you think of my choices? I think I could pick any setup of these musicians and not go wrong. But what do you think? Who is your dream band? Who would they be? Dead or alive? Don't care. Please leave your list down below in the comments. I want to hear about your dream band. I think this is an awesome exercise. It makes you really think about, you know, if you really like a band, is it everybody in the band? Is it part of the band? And do you think that they could make a cohesive band with different set of musicians, or is it just musicians they play with? There's a lot to think about. Leave it down below in the comments. I'd love to hear who your dream band is. Who did I miss? How did I get it wrong? I'm sure there are very, very important people I left out. I would love to hear. Leave it down below. And if you want to check out more bass videos, check out the ones here or down here where I have a video that YouTube picked out just for you.